Hello everyone and welcome to Baku for the third round of the third season of Formula Omega.
On pole position, for the first time, we have Ileana in the Team PNS car. Team PNS have locked out the front row. The first time this has ever been done in Formula Omega history. This is only their third race. So we'll see what they can do with it. They've had reliability issues so far this season. And if they're ever going to get those sorted out, this is going to be the day to do it. On the second row of the grid, we have two of the drivers that we consider to be our main championship contenders. We've got Greg, who finished second in the championship last season, DLP. He was on for a good race before he broke down, as last time out, as was Alp in fourth place in the Alfa Romeo.
Alp was
Both of them
leading
will
last time out.
both of them will be aiming for the win here because there's many question marks over the two cars ahead's reliability.
Alba has had a rather disappointing season so far, it has to be said. However, fifth place on the grid is another opportunity for her to make an impact on the championship, much like the PNS cars. Jack G in the Slim Pagan that's very impressive qualifying for a car that we don't expect to be a championship contender. We'll see if he can do anything. And then Daniel, our last time out, our winner, in dominant fashion in Sepang. Can they continue doing it here in Azerbaijan?
All the way back in 11th place, we have our defending champion Alex. He has a lot of work to do to win the race from there.
He does. Correct. Short run to turn one this will be, as 5 lights are on. It's a very long hold, and away we go. Good start from Greg. Greg takes the lead in turn one. Horrible start from Errol. They're down to 6th. Great start from Dan as well. Although Albert did just get back past. Can they get through this corner cleanly? Doesn't quite look like it, but it doesn't look as if there's been any major accident. It was just kind of a mess. So Greg leads us by quite a way.
Getting past the PNS cars that early was critical.
Greg has a 3-second lead after sector 1.
Race pace that they did in qualifying.
Alp with a good start, overtaking L, who they managed to recover up to 6th.
Through the first few corners compromised?
By Greg, yes.
He's got that.
It's compromised by Greg overtaking.
I guess that's how you got to do it around here.
Yeah. L managed to recover up to 4th after briefly dropping to 6th.
Alp has got to get past Ileana quickly.
Seems like he's... Oh.
The long straight is probably going to be the place to do it.
Yeah. Had a look to the inside there.
Having a look. He seems to be having to look just about into every corner. I haven't seen an overtake work ever into half of these.
Well, when you've got the pace, Alba having a look on L.
Ooh, that's a scary place
into
to try and
1
overtake.
Would be a good place to go for
someone. She thinks better of it. I think that's what she's going to do.
Just before the start-finish line.
It doesn't look like Alp's close enough, though, does it?
No. But Alba does get through. L going for a move back on the inside into 1. Forces Alba a bit wide, but Alba retains the position. Dan now looking for a move into 2. Doesn't go for it. Slight lock-up from someone there.
I think that might have been Dan.
Much better. I think it was L, given the drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And that's L down to 6th place.
Oh, Kerrod on Jack
G now defending against... This is a good start for Kerrod.
Yeah, started 10th. Alex did not have a good start, down in 12th. Overtaken by Connor.
Yeah, stuck behind Maggie, who also didn't have a good start.
I don't know if stuck behind is the right term.
Yeah. I think the big issue for Alex is going to be Connor, actually, because that Speedy Chicks car has incredible straight line speed.
One of our worst starts, however, was from Bronwyn.
Down 6 places, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed. By far the best...
It's been a difficult season for Selwyn.
Yeah. Bronwyn had by far their best qualifying position of the season.
She really needs to get points here
As
because
Greg
they were expecting this track to suit that car.
now leads by 6.2 seconds after less than 2 laps.
And interestingly, Ileana's dropped out.
I think Alpa's had to defend
It's
from Alba.
Alba's now under pressure from behind. Well, with the way Alba went straight past El
I mean,
the other
I'm
lap,
already
I think
thinking,
that's going to be quite difficult.
does Alp have a high fuel load?
I think you might be right because I was expecting Alp to be right with Ileana here.
Alp going for the move
Alba goes
into
straight
one.
past.
No, Alba covers him off.
Alp nearly going wide on the exit. Is that going to
Will
compromise
Dan
them against
do
Dan?
to Alp what he did to El last lap? No, maybe? Not good enough exit. Behind, Jack
Shouldn't
G
have gone for it
pressuring
there,
El.
really.
El having a look on Dan. Dan covers it off. Oh, there's contact!
Oh, that's... Does Dan have damage?
I don't believe so. However,
The car
let's
looks
have another
fine,
look
but
at
that's cost
this.
them 3 or 4 places, doesn't it?
Oh, I have to feel that that is on El. Like,
Yeah,
they
Dan
use the
left the
frozen light
space
to
on the
turn.
inside. I would say that Dan left more than car's width for Elba.
Yes. So the question is, will
But
El
in
be
any
getting a
case, gained
penalty?
Elba position.
Dan only lost 2 places.
I'd be surprised based on the things we haven't seen penalised before. I'd be
Oh, as
surprised if
Alex
that's
W
more
has
than a
broken
warning for
down
El.
in the only Pentagon running today. Oh, with a
I knew
crash!
that this wasn't...
Ooh, what happened here?
That's a strange place to crash.
No, it's turn 3. Or 4. Was there
Was
contact
that
from Jack
contact
C?
with the Lysandra? I think there might have been.
No. Just understeered, it looked like.
No?
No?
Let's see the onboard replay. I've got a very blurry image, so I don't quite have the same perspective as you, but...
No?
Well,
Like,
I would certainly argue that Lysandra didn't leave enough space on the outside.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure. Alex just didn't make the corner.
There wasn't enough space on the outside, though, was there? Like, it was a closing gap. Yes, Alex hit the wall before they hit the Lysandra, but they were going to hit one or the other.
No, there was space.
I think you keep cutting back as soon as you get to the point where there isn't space, but it's not really.
Well, no, I
much
cut
point
back
in arguing
after the
this point.
crash. Like,
Look, at this point, Jack C is going straight towards the wall.
Jack C is
Like,
turning
sure,
and
he
made
makes
the
the
corner
corner.
at this point.
He makes the corner
you might have
only
to just back out.
Only because Alex had already hit the wall.
Like,
Yeah, no, I the more I see that, the more I think I'm right.
okay. Well,
Like,
I don't think anything's
the
going to
point you
happen, like, more than
The
what would
point you
happen to El.
paused at. Oh, absolutely not.
It's just a warning, but yeah. Oh! As El has crashed! What happened here? Going into the castle, section. Going out of the castle section,
Coming out of
they
it.
locked up.
Clip the inside
just-
curb, perhaps?
just
Look,
locks
the wheel
up.
bouncing across the track.
Fully
And
just...
there's one of the polite puffins they hit, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you see the onboard, I think they do just... Yeah, they just lock up the front
Yeah.
left. Yeah, the polite
Oh,
puffin hit it, didn't take damage.
That's good. Lewis down to 20th place. They had some kind of
Poor start.
incident early on. Of course, they didn't qualify especially well, but they are a long way off the back of the pack along with Callum.
I mean,
So, Greg,
we did see that mess that was turn 2. On that one.
so Ileana not losing quite so much time to Greg on this
Well,
lap.
Greg sets a
And that's
144.2.
important.
And Ileana
Do we
does
think
a
Ileana and Alba are
146.4.
two-stopping?
Yeah, could well be. Albert, I don't think so.
We must assume that Greg is making 2 pit stops.
Yeah, I think
If
Albert is
Albert
also
is,
2-stopping.
making only 1 pit stop in this race. Yeah, okay.
Like, just with the
I think
sheer
Albert
pace.
must
Oh, as
be
Dan
one-stopping. Otherwise,
looking
his
to
pace is
regain their
absolutely
position
terrible.
over Jack G. Of course, lost due to L last lap. Back
Dan's
out to that
also got to
sensibly.
hope that they've got a 1-stop fuel load. Of course, they're going to know, but
Well, they'll be able to read it on their dash, but we can't, obviously.
indeed, I don't know just how bad a position they're in right now. The way it's looking, they're going to be a full pit stop window
Alex!
behind
Alex
Greg,
has ground to
even
a
with the long
halt!
pit lane here. As Alex is out,
Yeah,
the
that
defending
could well just be a transmission
champion
failure.
out of the Azeri Grand Prix.
It was a transmission failure. So this is the main battle right now.
Oh, it's very unfortunate. We'll never get to see whether they could have recovered from that bad qualifying.
Didn't look promising, did it?
No, they hadn't managed to get past Maggie yet, have they?
I don't believe so. Now what can Dan do down the long straight?
Looks like they've got the straight line speed.
Well, they've definitely got the slipstream. It's going to be interesting into 1. Gap is a nice 69 thousandths through the... Dan with a much better exit off 1. And takes the...
They'll be side by side at 2. That can go wrong, but...
Jack having a look back at 3.
Jack going to try and come back into 3. And this Slim Pagan car seems to be very good at the end of the straights, but Jack G having to back out of it.
Yeah, sensible, I think.
Yeah,
Jack G hasn't
Dan's their race
finished this
today.
season. I don't believe.
Yeah. I think their race is with Carrot, Chris and Connor.
Yeah.
Rather than
And being
with
at
Dan
the front
in
of that pack is very
I
important.
think it's likely that Dan has more fuel on board. Yeah. So with Dan released, what kind of lap times can they do against Al? Because if they're both 1-stopping, those are the times to look at.
Well, Greg
I'm
almost has a
expecting
pit stop
personally
gap
that
over
Dan is
them.
going to start closing the pit lane is long here.
It
I'd
is.
say that I don't know exactly what time you
But
lose.
20
here, but I think it's
seconds
more
over
like
5
30
laps.
seconds or so. Yeah, no, even if Greg doesn't have a pit stop now, he might well have a pit stop window by the time he gets to lap 9.
In the middle sector, let's see. Dan has gained 9/10 of a second on Alp in the middle sector.
That's an incredible middle sector.
So how much did L compromise their race? It's an interesting
that
question
kind of
that I
pace,
don't think
but
we'll be able to answer. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Lawrence, who... Oh, it's
Trying to
Alba
get
got past
Connor
Ileana.
down the straight. Yes.
Alba has been going quickly.
Didn't see that one coming.
No. As I was saying,
Alba now up into second
Lawrence
place.
is up into 9th, having started 19th.
Do well to get past the speedy chicks down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, well, the slipstream is just
I'm not
that
sure
powerful.
what kind of low... They must be running a very low downforce setup on that Lawrence Tramps car.
As
And Alba's
Ileana
out.
gets back
Oh,
past,
has
was
some
there
bit of issue.
contact?
It looked for
Let's
a
take a
second
look.
like Alba was pulling off the track, but it turns out, yeah, they just hit the wall.
Horrible run through turn 5, I
And again in
believe.
the next corner. So I think the line was compromised very early on in the corner before.
Yeah.
That's undone all their hard work. Got to get past Ileana all over again.
Ooh, that's a
Gap to
poor
Greg
line
is
from
now
Ileana in 7.
15 seconds.
Meanwhile, Dan is right on the back of Alp. This is only a lap after being released from Jack G. They've gained 2 seconds over Jack.
If Dan can get past Alp quickly, they'll be right with Ileana and Alba in no time. Where are they going to do it? Surely not anywhere along here.
Down the straight, probably.
The Alfa Romeo didn't look the best down that long straight, did it?
No. Yeah, so that's a lot of overspeed from Dan there already.
I think now that they're not battling, I think Jack G himself is actually catching Alf as well.
Quite possibly. Dan going from move into 1, possibly? We've seen them take the position in 2 before.
The Alfa Romeo seems to have a bit more straight line speed towards the end of the straight. I'd say this all comes down to how good of a run they can get off the exit of 2.
Yeah. Oh, a much better
much
exit
better
for
one.
Dan. That was an
Easily
incredible
through.
exit.
Alp didn't even bother to defend that one. I think he knew he had lost it already.
Well, I don't know if he was expecting Dan to go past that quickly. As Albert gets... So Ileana now takes the wide line.
Ileana making the same mistake, probably.
It looks like it.
Bit wide through there, but not nearly so much as Albert
Yeah.
was. And then, yeah, same mistake in turn 5.
Just trying to carry too much speed.
Well, she's got away without damage. Is she now going to be defending against Daniel in the next few laps? The gap's
Well,
3
there
seconds.
they are. Look at the gap between Dan and Alp already.
We have to consider the possibility that Dan's on a 2-stop fuel load, and they've just been really unfortunate in the opening laps
I
being
mean,
held up by
we
people.
saw that in Yongam, didn't we?
I think so, yes. No, I think they were one-stopping there, but they just lost a particularly large amount of time through the traffic.
Ah, fair enough. So, through the middle sector, Dan has gained 1.1 seconds on Ileana. I think you might be right in that this could be a 2-stop load.
I don't think it's an early 2-stop load. Otherwise, we'd already be seeing them in. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have fuel to make half distance.
Well, it could even be an early 1-stop load.
It could be. There's a bit of overlap between those things. Pit crew do have a bit of wiggle room to choose on the fly.
What you don't want to do is what we saw with Alex last time out.
Oh yeah, so some early pit stops can't be converted into 1-stop strategies.
No. Lawrence is now past Chris. Lawrence is up 11 places.
This is a brilliant race from Lawrence.
Connor not having as good a race as one might have expected.
I was expecting that car to go really well around here.
Yeah.
He's just about defending the last
same
point
with Jack
stage.
C down in 14th.
We say something about Bronwan. They've qualified the best
12th.
they have all season in 12th place, dropped off to 18th at the end of lap 1, but they're back up to 12th now, and they're closing up on...
There have been some incidents
Connor and
ahead,
Maggie.
but yeah. Being past the likes of Izzy and Jack C, with at least locks up.
At least started
Greg
last,
has a
of
nearly
course,
20-second lead over
he's doing
Alba.
well,
Ileana's really dropped back now.
and
Do you think Ileana may have got some damage going wide in 4?
it definitely looks like she has worse pace now than she did
Maybe
earlier.
her
for sure.
tyres.
It's possible. We have seen actually with the PNS car in Yongam that they were struggling with tyre wear. Dan's going to have a good run down the start-finish straight now.
Pulls back in to get more
With the straight line speed
slipstream.
of that PNS car, they might be better off going for it out of turn 2.
Well, are we going to see similar to how they've done a couple moves previously, like the move on out? Like
I think
move
so.
out,
I think
out, move here.
because they can get really good
Oh,
exits.
didn't
off
have the
corner.
best exit because a bit worried about where Ileana was going to go. But if Ileana runs wide in 4 again,
We've got a good slipstream. They're going to go to the outside.
forces a
Oh,
mistake.
Ileana in the wall.
You've got to say that was a forced mistake from Dan.
They were under a lot of pressure, and
Yeah. Will Alp be
In the
able to
end,
capitalise on that?
that's a lot of time lost for Ileana there. 3 or 4 seconds.
Can
And
Dan
though she
close
really
down
does look
Alba?
like she's struggling. Yeah. She really does look like she's struggling with the tyres, doesn't she?
She does.
Like, that car does not seem to have any grip anymore.
The thing is, if it's on a heavy fuel load as well, another lock up into the castle.
That won't help the tyres one bit. Is Greg going to be pitting this lap? Coming up to the end of lap
Surely
9,
would have
so this
pitted
would
by now.
be
Where is he?
1/3 distance.
Oh no, it's not quite down.
To be honest, I was half expecting him to pit last lap.
Yeah, doesn't pit this lap either.
That's an impressive fuel load that Greg was carrying to have that kind of pace. This is starting to remind me of Alex and Yongam.
So Dan only 3 seconds off the back of Alba. Dan is doing similar lap times to Greg, I believe. Oh no. I mean, there was the overtake this lap.
I don't think anyone's doing similar lap times to Greg right now.
Kerrod is the first to pit, actually. Kerrod and Lawrence. That could explain why Lawrence had such a good start. Who else
Lawrence
is this?
isn't such a big surprise.
It's
here.
Bronwyn.
That's Bronwyn. As Maggie trying to get past Connor.
It's a bit adventurous, given the pace of that Speedy Chicks.
And people have managed to get past it in this race.
So, Kerrod.
It's a surprise to me.
6.1 second stop. Didn't actually have to wait.
Can Lawrence do?
7.2.
These two are racing each other.
And then Bron does 7.8.
So do these three have a clear track in front of them now? It's going to be interesting to see what the pace advantage on fresh tyres is.
It does seem like it.
I think tyre wear is going to be a massive factor here. In practice, they were really struggling to get more than about 10 laps out of these tyres.
Yeah.
We've already seen Ileana starting to fall off the cliff in terms of grip. And I think the new tyres and the undercuts are going to be really big here.
It's always a fun shot here at Baku when you see the leader going down one side of that straight and the other, and some midfield cars running out of the castle section.
If you're Greg, you'll be able to hear the cars going down the other side.
But also, Greg is still going.
This is a serious.
Alba has really started dropping back off of Greg now, even further.
Can you imagine if Greg has more fuel than the cars behind?
Honestly, yes.
I'm starting to believe it too. I wouldn't be surprised if Dan's in before Greg is. But so far, all of the leading drivers don't seem to be making early pit stops.
Yeah, well, we're approaching as Alp. Oh no, that's Jack G going past Alp, actually.
Wow, that's a clean, good move from Jack G.
I thought they were closing up on Ileana, but as it turns out,
Alp just does not have the pace here.
Do you think Alp had locked up somewhere?
Like early on, and they've been dealing with that ever since.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing to happen.
Oh, Maggie has got past Connor, but Connor's going for a move back down the inside. No. So Izzy pitted a lap later and has come out last. I think she was behind Bronwyn, but still.
I think so. What is like the sector times as Bronwyn's being held up a bit by Callum here? Callum yet to stop. Was running pretty much last.
Was running last.
For Bronwyn's chance of scoring any points here at all, they have to get past Callum.
We'll see at the end of this next lap what sector times. Those are good sector times.
Yeah.
That's the first sector only 0.2 off. Actually, that's the first sector faster than Greg.
Tyre wear is the big thing here. And the cars
meanwhile, Dan is still setting equal first. So I'd like to point out that Dan, this lap, has set an equal first sector to Kerrod on 12-lap-old tyres.
Impressive stuff. They're closing down Alba, for sure, aren't they? And it looks like all of the leaders are one-stopping. Which is a surprise to me. I didn't think the tyres would go long enough to allow a lot of the cars to one-stop, but...
We've seen very few pit stops so far.
To be honest, if you're Alp, I think you would have set
we've
her
just
off on a
heard
two-stop.
Dan is being asked to box.
So end of lap 12. So I'll have a
As
15 lap stint to the
Maggie
end if they
pits,
choose
as
to
does Jack C.
one stop.
Fast stop for the polite
Good stop for Maggie.
Puffins.
No way she's fueled to the end.
No. Jack
This
C.
is a short middle stint.
Longer middle stint, I feel.
Yeah. We'll have to, as Bron seems to have undercut Maggie, if I saw that correctly.
No! Wait,
Contact.
was there contact there? What happened there? So Maggie comes out on the inside there.
And
Bron
Bron
with
was a
much
few
more pace.
places behind Maggie, remember?
Oh, that, I feel if that would be on anyone, it'd be on Bron. But I don't think that's actually
Yeah.
affected anyone, so...
It's going to be interesting to see what Maggie can do, because with a small fuel load,
Jack
and
does
fresh
pit
tyres,
here.
He's going to be quick.
Oh, Greg, sorry.
He's run 4 laps longer than I thought he was going to.
You could potentially
absolutely
one-stop from here, is the
incredible
thing.
I think he's absolutely one-stopping from here. I'm not even sure he'll lose the lead.
Well, Dan is also pitting this lap, we know that.
We don't know about Alba, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's pitting too.
6.8 for Greg. Alba is not
Good
pitting.
stop. Will she take the lead? I don't believe any
As Lawrence has
Formula One race
crashed!
ever been led start to finish.
Oh no!
He
Lawrence
on
was
for
having
good
such a good
result here.
race, and just, what was that?
That's a really strange crash. Are we sure that's not some kind of technical issue, like suspension failure or something?
Just understeers.
He just got offline, didn't he?
Yeah. Alp does take the lead, or Alba. However, it's not an official lap led until you cross the start-finish line in the lead, which Greg
And
did,
there's
I
no guarantee
believe.
that there's no guarantee that Alba's running an extra lap.
Yeah, well, that was my point. Lots of people pitting
And
this lap.
In any case, Greg isn't very far behind.
Dan with a
Alba.
7.7. They could be one-stopping on that.
I think they probably are.
Jack G. 6.8. Did Jack just get overtaken by Ileana on a 6.4?
That's a good stop if she's one stop then.
I don't think she is with that,
Makes me think she might not be.
but definitely had a heavy fuel load.
Yeah, well, if Ileana has really good pace at the next few laps compared to the cars in front,
So
we'll know
interestingly,
that she's two-stopping.
Dan has come out
Probably.
in probably net second. Yeah, we'll see where
Well,
Alba.
they're races with Alba, really.
Yeah.
And they need a really good series of laps now.
Well, Elise in the Skev Motors is not helping this.
No, and it's a long time before the start-finish straight and the next easy overtaking place. Are they going to have to try and go for a move somewhere ambitious?
Meanwhile, Greg is closing down Alba.
And very quickly as well. Does Alba pit, or will she cross the line in the lead?
Looks like she'll cross the line in the lead.
So that's
Indeed she
Alba's
does.
first lap lead of the season.
Quite likely the only one this race.
It's possible. This is definitely Alba's best race in quite a long time, isn't it? Like, she's really on for a second place finish.
Michael
here,
is
if
having
Dan
a
keeps getting
decent
held up at
race,
least.
though he hasn't stopped. This is his first qualification of the season.
Yeah.
As
Running a long first stint.
oh,
Good luck
Connor
at
pits
Alba.
now. Dan goes for the move into one, potentially?
The issue is that Skev Motors has a lot of straight line speed.
Well,
They were third.
you've got to
second
assume
fastest
Dan
at
will
the
just
speed trap at
do
Sepang.
the same pass that they've done a couple of other times.
Good exit off this corner. Looks
Yeah.
like it.
Oh,
But they've
the Skev Motors have so much power, though.
Yeah, and this has already cost down 2 seconds looking at the times to Alba. The gap was 31 seconds.
They did
now
not
it's
need this.
33.
I don't know if they'll even get through this lap.
And Dan would have closed that gap quite significantly with the fresh
Chris and
tyres
Albert. Chris is racing Alp for position here.
They both get to stop, aren't they?
Yeah.
Chris has done a great job to manage those tyres. We saw him do this in Yongam as well. As Greg is 8/10 off the back of Alba. Probably a lot less than that by now. Of course, that position is, in some ways, in some ways less important.
Kerwood has undercut. There goes Alba into the pits. Kerwood has undercut Ileana.
That's incredible.
Kerwood was only, I think, 2 positions back, but still.
And the gaps are all quite close.
As did Maggie,
really does
I'd like to point out. Oh, that's Daisy, sorry, in the other polite puffins.
Kerwood's been stuck behind Daisy for a while now.
Look at the pace of that Skev Motors. So obviously Frozen Light comes back here.
But as soon as Dan pulls out the slipstream, they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Can they outbrake at least? No.
They've got to use their grip advantage to get past.
There we go. As Alba is ahead by quite a way.
It's not out of the question that Elise could come back into turn 3, but it looks like Dan's had a great exit.
As Daisy is out.
Daisy out.
What happened here? This looks like turn 1.
Was there contact with Kerwood? Kerwood going for the move on the inside.
No. It just seems like a whole mess of them both taking far too much speed into the corner.
Yeah, Kerwood nearly followed Daisy into the wall there.
And nearly took out Ileana as well. I'd say the pit stops have not worked out well for Jack G.
No. I think everyone that pitted early isn't having a great time. Like, that's kind of the nature of pitting early. It is a disadvantage to do it. But
if you pit into traffic, sure.
A lot of them wanted clear air, and a lot of them didn't get it.
So Dan is now 5 seconds back of Alba. At least definitely cost Dan a lot of time. Kerwood looking to come back on Ileana.
Alp's still going. Now past half distance.
As
they did
Chris,
have a lot of fuel on board.
As Greg sets another fastest lap. It'd be interesting to see the lap breakdown after the race. Ooh,
yeah, it will.
Kerwood with a very poor line through there, and there's never a move.
I think Greg could be on to break the record for biggest winning margin the way he's going, to be honest.
Well, it's currently 29 seconds, you'd have to say. Although it's possible he'll stop again.
Yeah, I mean, he's setting times much quicker than his fastest lap of the race. Which
that was
suggests
3
that he's
tenths
got
up,
less fuel than he did. Yeah.
Just a reminder, Alp, Chris, Elise, Michael and Lewis have not pitted. As Bronwyn has broken down.
No. That team has been so unlucky for its entire history in Formula Omega.
Puncture.
I hate to see that.
Yeah. Because that's not even anything they could have controlled in the garage.
No. So the tyres are...
Meanwhile...
not working well.
Chris is right on the back of Alp. But I get the feeling they'll come out behind possibly Ileana and Kerwood at this rate.
I think they will. I think they might even come up behind Jack G. Both of these two are losing so much time.
There's massive contact and Alp is out!
Watch out for debris.
What happened there? It looked like Chris got impatient. I mean, it doesn't look good from that angle, but that angle does not tell much.
Did Alp realise that Chris was there?
So let's take another look from Chris's onboard.
He's on the inside at this point.
I don't think we can put the blame on Chris there. Like, just look at how tight Chris is to the inside wall. I just don't think Alp realised. That...
I don't think Alp was... I don't
I
I
mean,
Alba saw that one coming.
I hate to say it, but it's just kind of
I don't
poor
think I've ever seen
situational
an overtake
awareness.
attempted to there.
It's poor
Yeah.
awareness from Alp, to be honest.
He just turned into the corner the same way he would have done any other lap. And was
Yeah.
probably got a massive surprise when he found himself in the wall. But that moves
Alfa
Chris up
Romeo
into second
not scoring
place.
points today then. As Greg sets another fastest lap.
The lead now 27 seconds.
Could be. It looks like Frozen Light might be on for another podium.
Oh yeah, and they're still racing Alba for that second place. So
Alba
it
has
does
been
look
pulling
like
away
Alba.
with the fresh tyres.
Yeah, it does look like Alba has the measure of
So
them right
Chris finally pits.
now. That's cost
May have
Chris
some
about
damage.
6
Ileana's
seconds,
crashed!
actually.
Ileana has crashed somewhere.
That's both
Oh, that
DNS
does
cars
not look
now out of the
good.
race.
Kerrod is also out. What happened here?
This is into
The same corner.
It is. Is it the same move?
Oh no! Oh my lord!
Ileana's car. I haven't seen that in years. I think she'll be okay.
Jack
See, a lot of
G's
the
one.
energy and the impact was dissipated by all of the flying debris.
mean,
but it certainly made it look spectacular, didn't
oh
it?
god. Do we have... Is there going to have to be a red flag called here to check on her? Like, there's debris all over the track.
I believe the race will be red flagged because
Yeah.
if the leader comes through there when it's like that,
It
they
will.
get damaged. There's no clear racing line through that.
No.
Test.
Okay, so everyone, we
The
will be
race will
back.
be stopped with
Yep.
11 laps remaining.
Yes. And then I'll do a lap out, so it'll be 10, I believe, when we restart.
Yes, because they have to go back to the pits.
So this is a massive advantage for Chris, who will start in second.
Yes. Playing the long game with that strategy.
We will update you with the grid when we come back. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Baku. After the red flag, we've heard Ileana will be okay for next race. The safety measures doing their job. Big winners from the red flag are Chris, Elise, Michael and Lewis, who did not make their stops prior to the red flag. 13 cars here taking the restart. There'll be 10 laps. We don't expect any pit stops. 5 lights, and away we go. Good start from Chris.
Good start from Chris. Are they going to take the lead?
Chris takes the lead into 1. But no, Greg takes it back. Dan and Alba both looking to overtake Chris. Alba through into second. Oh! Elise!
And there's contact in the back.
Elise went horribly wide there as Dan ends up going past Alba. What happened to Elise? Let's see a replay of this. Not the best start. And then down into turn 2, there's just a massive amount of slipstreaming.
They wanted to take advantage of
Oh,
all
there's
of the
contact
chaos,
with Dan! But I just think, yeah, at least turned in on Dan there a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything doing there. Now, as Alba...
Under pressure from Maggie.
Yeah, Dan is pressuring Chris. Alba is under pressure from Lewis in the other Frozen Light. Frozen Light, one of the happiest teams with this red flag.
No, can Greg stop
and
filling out that
Callum
big
is running
lead
out of last for the first time this race.
Pretty much first time this season, isn't it?
Qualified
for both of the previous races, I believe, but had very slow pace in them.
Didn't qualify for one of them, I didn't. I thought Callum didn't qualify for Sepang. If he did, it didn't do anything memorable.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Dan really looking to have a go here. Greg already regaining his lead. Likely won't have a shot at the largest winning margin anymore.
No, but I think now that they've survived turn 1, he's got a good chance of securing that lead, because he did have so much more pace before the red flag than anyone else out there.
Dan with a lot of pace compared to this Cheetah Racing.
If anyone's going to challenge Greg, it's going to be Dan, but they've got to get past Crest quickly.
I mean,
but we've seen this
Greg
Frozen
already
Light Kite
leading by
lacking
2
straight line
seconds.
speed. They're going to go for it on the brakes.
And they get it on the brakes.
Nicely
We
done.
have seen that that's the Frozen Light's strong point here.
Absolutely. Is that now going to put Chris under
Alba,
pressure from Alba?
yeah, Alba just breezes past, to be honest. Lewis is up to 5th now, and Maggie is challenging Elise. So Frozen Light, after they 1-2 last time, currently 2nd and 5th. This would easily extend their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship.
Oh yes, especially as their closest rivals in the Constructors are Think Again, out, and Alfa Romeo, out.
I mean, we're a DLP right now.
Well, they'll be a lot higher up than they are now. But DLP currently are only a 4th in the championship on 15 points, 30 points behind Frozen Light.
Frozen Light are going to score more than 30, or more than 20 today.
They're gonna score more than DLP.
Yeah.
So they will extend that gap to more than 30 points in the lead of the Constructors.
And don't forget, Frozen Light, one of the few teams running 2 cars. And
it's actually more than half of the drivers on the grid now driving for 2-car teams.
Okay. But
So
of
it
the
is a
competitive
minority of
drivers.
teams. Yes. Of course, Greg and Alex, 2 of the most competitive drivers, are driving for 1-car teams.
Alfa Romeo, although Mia has not really been holding up her drive, despite the podium last time out.
Well, she has the same amount of points as Alba does.
Well, both of them, whenever they finished, have scored 3rd. Maggie, looking for a move on Elise back here.
She's been looking for that move on Elise
She
quite
has.
a while.
As Jack looking for a move on Michael? Makes
Michael
it. Jack,
dropping
one of the
back in
big
the
losers. Yeah, Jack was one of the big losers of the red flag.
That F1 car, in Season 1 and now, has been a backmarker car. Can Michael hold on to a point?
Or can Lysandra score their first? Actually, do Lysandra have a point? I forget.
They don't have points
I
this
know
season.
Aston Martin don't.
No. There's a lot of lower end teams around here that are all going to be fighting for these last few points. And this could get spicy.
Meanwhile, Dan has been catching up to Greg, I'd like to point out.
Yes! That's remarkable. Do you think Greg has some kind of issue that he didn't have in the first stint?
I just think
like the pace
that
he had
on equal tyres and fuel, the Frozen Light is better than we thought once it's out of traffic.
Definitely looks like it now, doesn't it?
Because Dan was never really out of traffic before. Of course, Dan would easily retain the lead of the Drivers' Championship as well, wouldn't they? With the second.
Yes. They would definitely extend
Under
that.
a second now as they enter the start-finish straight. Long though it may be.
This race for the lead is totally on though, isn't it? Gray is not going to disappear into the distance like he did in the first part of the race.
Well, I think Greg's advantages over the others were always in the corners, but that's where Frozen Light's strong as well. Dan was half a second faster that lap and actually set the fastest first sector of anyone. Meanwhile, Maggie's still failing to get past Elise. Can she get through into 4 maybe? Force a mistake out of Elise?
As we saw with Dan trying to get past Elise, that Skev Motors guy is very quick down the straights.
Would this be Skev Motors' first points?
Absolutely.
Oh, as Elise locks
And
up
there's a
again!
wall.
It's twice today.
I think she's got away with it, but
Oh,
as she goes
still
into the wall again.
well, we saw it having a bad run compromise as Jack G goes through now. Callum is up into
think
10th
that's
in the
suspension,
Aston
Alex?
Martin.
Yes.
I don't
got
think.
past Alessandra.
I just think the car was unsettled. Maybe bodywork damage.
Well, this is the difference between 6 points and 3 for Skev Motors. And looking possibly likely to lose those.
We are up front. Dan is right on the back of Greg. Have we seen a repeat winner in Formula Omega? Like 2 races back to back?
Yes, Kim did it in season 1.
Aha. Is that the only time?
Yes.
Wasn't that the first 2 races?
I believe Alex did it last season, actually.
Ah.
Yeah, Alex won the first 2 races of last
As
season.
Dan has a lot of speed here, closing up on Greg quickly. Can they do it on the brakes? Get him back into the slipstream here. They're less than a tenth of a part across the line. Dan goes for the move into 1! And Dan takes the lead of the Azeri Grand Prix after being 30 seconds down at the red flag. Will Alba have a go at Greg, do you think?
Something has happened that's mean that Greg just doesn't have the pace that he did
I
earlier on,
wonder
for sure.
if it's a mental thing. Was so in the zone in the first race, before the red flag.
It's so hard to get focused again after that.
You see this
break,
all the
clearing
time
everything up.
across every
Yeah.
racing series. It's as much a mental sport as it is a physical.
Is Callum going for a move past Michael?
This would
These
be
two
for
have had
ninth.
lots of battles over the years.
Of course, both of these teams yet to score. Connor really not impressed today, given the amount of power that Speed Cheeks has. I suppose if you can't follow around the middle of the lap.
Yeah, he was quick in qualifying.
So we've
and I
seen
really
Alba
thought he was challenging
go
Forza.
past. Yeah, we've seen Alba go past many a car down the start-finish straight already today.
That Aquilea car has good straight line speed. If I was Greg, I'd be worried.
Hmm.
Greg's just about sticking with Dan out front. But I am starting to feel like Alba's Dan's main competition for the win here.
Maybe. Dan already has a second on Greg.
Alba hasn't won a race, of course, since the pre-season season before season 2.
Alba not closing as much as she'd hoped, but she does have another 4 laps to do it. Or 5 laps to do it, sorry.
Alba did not win a race in the pre-season of season 2. She finished second. Alba's actually yet to win a Formula Omega race, believe it or not.
Didn't she win the championship without winning the race in season 1?
She did.
Hmm.
She's had a few
Well,
podiums
she only got
since,
1
but-
podium, didn't she? And that was in the final race of the season, and it was unnecessary.
Yes,
She could have
yes,
come
she would have still
fourth.
done it with a 4th. That was a brilliant drive from her, though. Probably the best of her career.
Yeah. Certainly in her Formula Omega career.
Yes. Of course, in Formula I, Alba very nearly won the championship in season 8.
I was thinking Poe season 6.
Yes.
Her first win of her career.
Well, if she gets a win here, she'll have deserved it.
Well, just thinking
But
about that,
Greg
she
is
could
trying
be.
to hold her
yeah.
up, I think, at this point.
We've got Monaco coming up as the next race. She could be dangerous there.
Absolutely. Very similar track to Poe. We know she's good around the street circuits.
So
As she's showing here.
yeah, Dan now has a 2-second lead on these two. Lewis is within a second of Chris behind. He could, after getting a 1-2 last time, be seeing a potential 1-4 for Frozen Light this time. Although
That
Chris
just a
was faster
massive
through the
lead in
middle sector.
constructors. What's going on down towards the lower end of the points? I'm sure
We'll
that's-
see if
that's
Alba
so
can get
exciting.
past
We'll
Greg
watch that
first,
after this.
and then see everyone else coming through. Turn 1.
Looks like Greg's holding Alba off
Yeah.
for now. That DLP
I mean,
just
that
about good
lap,
enough in
they
a straight
were
line.
1,000th apart in lap time. Maggie going for a move on Lewis.
That's Lewis! And Lewis is
Oh, and
gone!
Lewis is out! Frozen Light will not extend their lead by anywhere near as much as we thought. What a disaster for
Oh.
Lewis. Just, I
That's
don't
a rookie
think
mistake
it
from
was
Lewis
expecting
there.
Maggie. So that'll put
Had plenty
Izzy v
of
Jack
time to
C
see Maggie
is now
coming, just out breaking himself.
for the final points position as Jaxie locks up. And Izzy in the
Horrible
Tiamat
exit.
may, although Lysandra does have the power, no, does not get through. But that puts Callum into 8th, Elise into 7th.
And Michael into 9th.
Yeah. But the battle for second is still well and truly
will
on.
move up to 6th place for the Slim Pagan team.
Oh yes, I forgot that they haven't scored.
They scored points in the opening round at Yongan.
Did they? I thought they
wasn't
broken
to
down both
place.
times.
They finished 8th in
Okay.
Yongan. But this would be his best ever result.
Alba a 10th faster this lap, and that could be all important for getting in the slipstream.
I think Dan's
It
gone
looks
at
like
this
it
point,
is.
aren't
It
they?
looks like it's been very important for staying in the slipstream. Alba's had a much
Yes,
better
but
run
it's
this lap.
So much closer.
And the Aquilea we've seen has actually been able to pass down this straight outside the slipstream.
Does look like the DLP is a little faster down the
However,
straights,
on the
when they're
brakes-
not in the slipstream with each other. Greg's going to go defensive.
Greg with a good
No, it's all
exit.
going to come. It's all going to come down to the exit of turn 2.
Again, Greg with a really good exit actually.
Yeah, there won't be another chance for Alba until the
Start finish straight,
break, I
really.
don't think.
Jaxie is rather pulled away from Izzy this lap. And Connor had a realistic chance of points here today.
Absolutely. Like before the red flag and after, but especially after the red flag, he hasn't had any pace at all.
You know, Dan looks to be winning comfortably.
2.5 laps to go, and they have a 5-second lead.
Yeah.
They need
We'll
to catch
gain
up by
8
2 seconds a
tenths
lap.
in the first sector there because of the squabbling between these two. Alba is following closely again.
Greg feeling the need to go defensive into that corner. That's going to really
Yeah.
compromise his line.
Oh, he did get a good exit.
Because he held up Alba just as much.
But this is the same position Alba was in last lap.
Greg has a better exit this time.
Hmm.
But Alba's definitely still there in the slipstream.
I don't think she's got it
This
this
isn't
lap.
over. She's quite a bit further back, isn't she?
Yeah. That
It's a
could be an
long run
advantage.
before turn 1, though.
I'm just trying to find this yellow flag as
Yellow.
Alba. Jaxie has crashed out of the
Through
race.
into-
As Alba takes second, what happened to Jack?
So they were running in
Oh,
10th
it's
position.
that.
There's contact with the speedy chicks.
Oh, there was a massive
Oh,
hit between Izzy and Jaxie.
that's the same corner we saw Ileana.
It is,
have,
but the
incident
crash is
at.
not as bad. I mean, I don't think that will require a red flag. It's just
Oh,
unfortunate
no,
for
no.
Connor.
There's a clear line for them all to get through. Connor was just unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's the
Dan
one that
is
cleared
quite
the
a
line,
way
really.
away from that as well.
So Alba now up into 2nd place for Team Aquilea, equaling her
And it
best ever
seems
result.
that the top 10 are set, just not necessarily their positions. Now the true question is, can Greg follow? Of course, the teams will have had an opportunity to make front wing adjustments. Indeed,
yeah.
any
They'll park
adjustments,
Ferme
given they're
in
out of Park Ferme once the race
Formula Omega.
starts. Well, also, once the race starts, you're out of it anyway, no matter what series you're in.
Yeah. So they can do whatever they want to the car as long as it's legal. And even if it's illegal, they won't check until after.
And how do you check?
Well,
I mean, it's not like they've fitted an engine that's a few square inches too big, cubic inches too big.
you'd find it hard to get away with that one. I think that would be caught in
depends on your
post-race
stature.
inspection.
Depends on your stature.
Which teams are you suggesting could get away with that?
Maybe if you're like the most historical figure of all time in your sport.
So, Michael?
Yeah, basically. Michael or Callum.
Two-time champion back in Formula 1. Yes. And those two do seem to have suspiciously more pace since the red
Callum
flag.
especially. Like, Callum is up 5 from the restart.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, we'll see if any of the other teams protest that car. I think Callum's just on it today. He's seen a chance of points, and
Again,
he's
like,
going to take as many of them
as
as
we
he
were
can.
talking about with, it may have been the opposite to what happened to Greg, in terms of the mentality.
Yeah.
Because Callum never
what's
really
the
seemed
track?
on it until the restart. As Greg gets past
Greg
Alba again.
Greg past Alba.
Oh, Alba's blowing
Alba's got a
up!
technical problem.
Chris could still get a podium. So could Maggie. This is now the battle for third.
Alba has 2/3 of a lap to get back, but it's a very long lap.
Yeah, I don't think Alba will make it.
And with only a 3-second gap, I think
There,
they'll
there
catch
she
Alba
is.
anyway.
There she is. She's retired.
Oh,
So Connor will still get a point in the Speedy Chigs.
Just half a lap from equaling her best result in Formula Omega. That's so unfortunate for Alba.
But you have to say, it would have been a bit unfortunate if Greg didn't get at least second.
I think Greg would be really unhappy with second here.
Yeah.
They were on to win by an absolutely massive margin before the red flag.
So now Dan. Oh no, that's just Alba blowing up on the other side of the wall. Sorry, I saw the smoke. However,
Easy mistake
Dan comes through, and for the second race in a row is our winner. Greg probably absolutely would have won without the red flag. However, gets second place, and will Maggie? No, she's not close enough. Chris
Chris's first
will
podium.
get a podium. Maggie will get 4th for Plate Puffins. Jack G, best result for Slim Pagan team. Elise P should get 6th ahead of Callum. First points for Skev Motors. First points for Aston Martin. First points for Afonier. In 8th, Izzy will get 9th for Tiamat. And Connor still coming through the Sector 2.
Well, I would go as far as to say that point is undeserved.
Well, I wouldn't say it's deserved, but I also wouldn't say it's undeserved. Like, he's kept it clean. And he's kept the car going.
He's survived.
He's done what he's had to do.
Only 10 drivers have finished, and he's the 10th one of them.
Yep.
Sometimes all you've got to do is get it to the end.
Indeed. And even if he doesn't get it to the end, he'll be classified 10th here. However,
so that result
crosses the line 43 seconds down.
So that's Dan's 3rd win in Formula Omega.
And 2nd in a row. Thank you everyone for watching. The Azeri Grand Prix will see you in Monaco.